Jungkook was getting ready when his eyes landed on his wife, who came out of washroom wiping her hairs and lost in her thoughts. A mischievous smile appeared on his face as he cleared his throat, making her come out of her thoughts. Wine, can you help me with this? He said, showing his tie, and you nodded. Sure. You throw the towel on the bed before walking near him. As you start doing his tie, and his eyes fixed on you, adoring his beautiful wife. By what time you'll come today? You speak, but he's too lost, adoring you, which made you blush, but you poke your inner cheek, Jungkook, and he just hummed in your response. Today's timing. Early, and you smiled, which made him raise brows. I didn't know it makes you that much happy. You just steal glances. Yeah, so then I would have stayed all day long. He chuckled slightly. So our criminals will be roaming on road then. Don't know about them, but I need to arrest this pretty lady in front of me. He said, pinching her nose, and you raised brows. In which crime? But a gas left from your mouth as he suddenly picked you up in his arms, Jungkook, and he walked towards the bed. For stealing my heart. He laughed a little, and he made you lay on the bed. He was smiling until you noticed his intense gaze on you, which made you gulp hard as he making you shut your eyes in nervousness, and your grip tightened on his hand. And Jungkook is looking at you so intensely that you know what he does mean, which made you nervous as hell. As he pressed his lips on your forehead, and you felt his touch as you opened your eyes slowly and still looking at you. Why you get this much nervous? He asked softly, and you smiled. Nothing like that. He raised brows. Really? You nodded, and he leaned more, kissing you, and you shut your eyes. Jungkook's hot breath touched your neck, and your breath is uneven. Jungkook, it's not right there. As you open your eyes slowly, and he's already looking at you. When it will be? He asked, and you looked down. It's your time to go work. And he made you look at him. Fine, some new excuses now. You lowered your gaze, and he smiled. Hey, I didn't mean that, and I'm not that desperate too. I just wanted to make sure you're comfortable with me. He said softly. No, I am. You instantly replied. No, you are not. Just be a little comfortable when I come this close to you. I won't be doing anything without your consent. You just look at him. Sorry. It's okay. You don't need to. I didn't mean that. I was saying because you have work. He chuckled. Just say I'll take day off to spend time with you. He said, winking, and he chuckled. I would love to, but I really have an urgent meeting at office, so he squinted eyes. Don't you think you are being too ignoring towards your husband? You nodded like a kid, and he chuckled. Just joking. I was just pulling your neck, he said, smiling when his phone rings as he attends and looking, and his eyes were on you. Yes, yeah, I'm coming, as he cut the call. Gotta go. You nodded, and he got off from you, as you said, sorry. You shook your head. Please don't be. And he chuckled and nodded. Come, let me drop you, he said, wearing his cap, and you smiled. It's okay, you go, I have some time. You'll get late. He nodded as he packed your forehead. Bye. Bye, go safely. You waved at him, and he left from the room. You wiped your tears, which you are holding for so long, but smiled, feeling overwhelmed. I love you, he mumbled. It's been 10 months since you both got married. A marriage without your consent, without your yes. You were never ready to get into a relationship or any commitment, but you can't help because your parents forced you to. You never believed in love. but he gave you every reason to love him. And this might turn out to be the best thing happens in your life. You never trusted man before and still can't, but him being an exception. Jungkook is the kindest gentleman for you because you haven't seen his tough side as well. He won your everything and he made you believe that how beautiful life is by being shield to your fears which used to haunt you. He makes you feel safe, but something which eats you inside, which you unable to tell him and not want to hide because you have fear that you might lose him, which you don't want to. I'm tired, she said, taking seat as you do. Meeting was good, it turned out well. She nodded and she looked at you for a while. Everything is going good between you and Jungkook, right? She asked all of a sudden and you smiled. Yeah, everything is good. She smiles in satisfaction. Good to hear. And you smiled. It feels so good to see this smile again after ages. I really wanted to thank Jungkook for this. You chuckled. Me as well. She smiled, shaking her head as you speak suddenly. I got to know something about you. She choked coffee as she looked at you and you are looking at her. What? She asked nervously. You look at her suspiciously. You have been dating someone. And she gulped hard. Actually, don't you dare to lie, you warned her, and she sighed. Yeah, it's going to be a year. This time you choked. What? A year? And you didn't even bother to tell me, widening your eyes in surprise. If I told you, we might broke up a long ago. And you banged on the table. It's because you always choose wrong guy. She rolled eyes. He's not like previous ones. He's 20 years old. I'll decide that. I'm going to meet him. She instantly replied. No chance. Shut up. And groaned. You'll ask him stupid questions and then my breakup is for sure. Jungkook needs to pass this round too. My man did really well. She raised rose and she smiled teasingly. Your man. You instantly realized what you said, which made you turn red. I mean, you met Jungkook before me, and I know you. She smiled, shaking her head. Isn't it because of you? Because you didn't want to marry him? You poked your cheeks. He did exceptionally well, because we did everything that he would say no to this marriage. You smiled internally. Thank God he didn't. While there is a smile on your face without realizing, and she smirks mischievously. God, you don't need even blush. Just say Jungkook and your face turned pink, more pinkish than blush. You slapped her and corrected her throat. Shut up, don't distract me. Tell me when you're going to introduce me or not. Only if you don't ask him stupid question, you sighed. Fine, I'll try. And she let out a dry chuckle and looked in her phone. Okay, then I also try. You slapped her arm. You dozed off as you look at the clock. It's almost 10 p.m. and look around. And Jungkook is still not home. Even after saying that he will be early today, which made you a little upset, and you sighed before walking in the kitchen. You look at food which is cold now, and so you put it in the microwave, but you flinched as someone hugged you, and he rested his chin on your shoulder, and you took a relief when you recognized his touch. I'm sorry, he whispered softly in your ears, and you smiled slightly as he made you face him without breaking the hug, and you give him a look that you were upset, and he gave an apologetic look as he picked the flower bouquet from the counter before extending it to you, and you smiled and gestured. A compensation flower for my flowers. You chuckled slightly as you flicked his head. Stupid, it's not needed. I'm not mad at you. He smiled brightly. Really? You know that. There must be some important work for sure. He looks at her in amazement as he took flower bouquet from his hands. And thanks for the flowers, you said, sniffing. You know, fun. You would get angry a little bit. You should have showed some tantrums. You're not like other wives. You don't even fight with me. I don't get a chance to convince you. You look at him squinting eyes. You want me to fight with you? He chuckled. Nah, just show a little tantrums and I am convincing my wife to run. Much fun, na? You glared at him and he laughed nervously. Jungkook thought you're going to punch him by your expression. And he looked other side, scratching his back. And when suddenly he felt soft pair of lips on his cheeks as you backed away and he looked at it and smiling at it. You're an exception. Where I did find you? He smiles. Where I found you. And he gives you cheeks. An exception for only for you. You have no idea how far I'll go for you. You look in his eyes. Don't love me so much. You speak all of a sudden and in front. Why? You look away and smile before looking back at him. Because I can't love you the way you do. Your eyes are glistening and he smiled before pulling you closer to him. Then don't. My love is enough for both of us. But yes, just love me as much as you can. And you felt your throat getting heavy as you hugged him, controlling your tears. I love you. He smiled, hugging you tightly. I love you more. You mumbled. You are taking his clothes when your eyes landed on an envelope as you look around for Jungkook, but he is in washroom as you opened it. It's Lester typed something from his department as you were reading, and door opened as Jungkook came out in his trousers and shirt, and he looked at the letter in your hand, which made him realize that he forgetting something. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you something, he said, walking near you, and you smiled. You got regretted? You asked, and he smiled. Yeah, kind of. He seems nervous. As he put hand on your shoulder as he made you sit on the bed before kneeling in front of you, and he held both of your hands. Actually, Ryan, you looked at him curiously. I'm promoting as superintendent, but before I have to work on a case which I am appointed for. He said and you smiled proudly. That's great, I'm proud of you. And he smiled. I got transferred to Seoul. Your smile faded slowly as he kept telling you, but after that everything seems to unheard by you. We'll be moving to Seoul next week. You quickly take your hands back and he looked at you surprised a little. I won't go there. The only words come out from your mouth and he couldn't process what you just said. What are you saying? We have to shift there. My reporting is there from next week. You got up from the bed. I won't go there. You stubbornly shook your head, which made him a little suspicious. Again, I know it's not easy for you. Your parents and your work and everything is here. But I have no choice. You look at Jungkook and you took a deep breath before speaking. You are right. That's why I can't. You coldly said, and Jungkook looked at you shocked. What do you mean by that? Aren't you coming with me? He asked, and you gulped down before shaking your head, making him speechless. I have many reasons. My work. I just got settled in this job. And I'm at learning stage, Jungkook. I can't change frequently. My parents, they have me only. Jungkook sighed before walking near you. I understand everything, Ryan. We have no choice, he said, trying to convince her. But I have option. We can take your parents with us, and about your job, you'll get a new one. He was covering your face, but he removed his hands as you looked at him sternly. Sorry, Jungkook. I can't. I'll stay here. Jungkook couldn't believe what you were saying. You'll stay here, and I'll be in Seoul. There's a little frustration in his voice, and you nodded as you felt your throat getting heavy. Are you even serious, Ryan? What are you saying? It's not possible. You are my wife. He is trying his best to stay calm. I'm serious as serious you are right now. I can't go there. Jungkook shut his eyes in frustration. This is not possible practically. He said coldly this time as you look at him. You can't force me, will you? You asked with heaviness in your throat. And Jungkook looked at you, most likely to glare. His face is showing that how much he is controlling himself not to burst out because he's already done. You could say this is the first time he looked at you like that. Don't be stubborn. He's about to cup your face, but you didn't let him. His tears already filling in your eyes. I can't. It was more like a whisper. Saying this, you walked in washroom and he made feast. You closed the door as tears dropped from your eyes and you covered your mouth, crying silently as you felt your breath is uneven, but a loud sob left from your mouth, which made Jungkook look in that direction. Ryan, he called. But you quickly opened all tabs, ignoring him as you controlled your sobs. That Jungkook didn't hear as you looked yourself in the mirror. You heard it. How could you do that? You mumbled. Sometimes there is a phase in our life which can't erase even if we want. It's hard to move on, or even if you did, there is something of a trigger point and you can't control it. Healing is just a word, but in reality, sometimes some wounds are that deep it doesn't heal, but you get used to it by the time. Past can be past, but sometimes it affects presence, and it is worse when you are suffering alone with it. You came out wiping your face, but it's clearly visible that you cried. And you see Jungkook standing there only as you made eye contact with him. But you were about to walk and he blocked your way. Did you cry? He asked and you looked other side. No, I didn't. And he made you look at him. Now answer me. He's looking at you with concern. I need some time, please. You said and he just looked at you. Will you be okay by that? You nodded, gulping as you leave your rest. Take your time. I won't be leaving you here. And he's about to walk but stopped. And yes, please remember I can't sleep without you. He said without looking at you and walked near my bed. You just stood there shutting your eyes as you look at him and he just laid on the bed. As you were about to walk to him, but suddenly you walked outside, making him hurt even more after what he said. You did this. What happened to you suddenly? He mumbled. After that, you barely talked to him, and you really don't know why you are doing this to him. How could you be this cruel? He's respecting your space. That, yes, you asked him for some time, but the thing you are doing is not right. You are feeling really guilty for him, but there is emotional battle going inside you, and you're suffering. But with that, you are making him suffer too. He has no fault, but he has only fault that he married to you. Broke people only broke people. He mumbled and Anne looked at. You are proving, she said, and you look at her. My happiness lasts for a moment and sorrow lasts forever. You asked. Depends on priority. The side you water more, that grows more. You chuckled sadly. 2 years of depression and 8 months of happiness. How it goes. And made you look at her. People don't stop living due to fear of death. Why are you living your life in fear? She asked and you look at her. I didn't feel it before, but now I feel it. I'm afraid I'll lose him. She took a deep breath. You must know how to face fear, otherwise it will be difficult to live. You have to go with him. You just stared at her. Where is Jungkook? He asked and you look at him. You won't ask about your daughter, how she has been? And he just gave a look. Leave him. Is everything alright? She asked and you smiled, nodding. I came here to stay for one night. Can I? Wait, did you two fight? He asked and you rolled your eyes. Appa, can't I come to my own home without any reason? You asked, being annoyed. It's not like that. Okay, leave it. Does Jungkook know you are here? You look away. Yes, he knows that. You said in low voice and your dad just look at you. What do you want to eat? Tell me, I'll make for you. You smiled a little forcefully. Anything. Can I stay in my room alone for a while, Mom? Your dad looked at you and your mom looked at you in concern. Are you alright, dear? You nodded while smiling. Please don't disturb me. Saying this, you walk from there and your mom and dad just look at each other. It doesn't work like this after marriage, you explained to her. Your dad said coldly to your mom. You just stood there silently looking outside the window, and it feels so relaxing, and it is feeling like your thoughts stops chasing you for a while when you close your eyes and Jungkook's face flashed in front of you. Your grip tightened on your dress. You open your eyes, taking deep breath when the door knocked. As you look at door and sighed before walking to door as you open the door. Oh mom, I told you to. Stopped as you look at Jungkook. Jungkook cut it off as he hugged you tightly. He hugged you like his life depends on you, and you slowly wrapped your arms around him as you both stayed like that for a while. At least you could have informed me. He whispers and you just stood there froze. What did I do wrong for all this? He asked and you look at this side as you literally have no answer. You could have called me. I just a message for formality. You didn't answer as he made you look at him as he cupped your face. Say something, please. Your silence is killing me. And you shook your head. It's not your fault. It's my fault. You said with heavy thought and he just stared at you. What happened to you, Ian? Tell me, I'll listen you. Is there any problem with you? What happened to you suddenly? He asked you to stay silent. Tell me, I'll help you with your all problems. You smiled, but there's a pain in your smile. I'm sorry for being a bad wife. Jungkook shook his head. Shut up. Don't you dare to say anything bad about my wife. You smiled and hugged him as you hold her tears back. You know what? Your fault is that you're too good to be true. You're too nice. He broke the hug and looked at you. Are you hiding something from me? He asked and you shook your head. If you don't like to move from this place, I'll talk to my department. You shook your head viciously. Please don't. You kissed his cheeks and kissed his forehead. I'll come with you. You sit smiling and just look at you as he's not convinced. Are you sure? He asked and you nodded. Very sure. You said smiling and he pulled you in his embrace. You're unpredictable. He mumbled and he chuckled through tears. No son, we can't come with you, he said laughing a little. And you just listened silently as your parents having conversation with Jungkook about you guys moving to Seoul. She would be happy if you come with us, he said looking at you. It doesn't look good. We can't stay at your house. Your mom agreed and Jungkook sighed. I'm your son, right? Then why are you feeling like that? The conversation goes on and your parents didn't agree to go with you guys. And the decision is finally made that you two will be moving to Seoul next week. Don't know what future holds for you, but you let things to go with flow because it's not in your control. Once again, destiny brings to this place which holds crucial part of your life. This place used to be your dream city from childhood. But sometimes destiny has other plans for us. And you are here again with heaviness in your heart and your body still trembles feeling the air of this city. Jungkook held your hands as you were continuously fidgeting them and you look at him. He gave you a concerned look but you smile assuring him that you are okay. I'm here for you. I'll make sure that we'll make the best memory here. he said, smiling, and you nodded before resting your head on his shoulder. Surely. You mumbled and he just caressed your head, smiling as you closed your eyes. Finally, they reached to their destination as there is already SPM officers waiting to greet their new superintendent. As cars stopped and you were already drifted into sleep, and Jungkook made sure that you won't wake up, as he carefully made you comfortable on the seat before coming out. As they bowed to him, and one of them, a tall man, walked towards him with a smile on his face as he extended his hand to Jungkook. Park Hyun-sik, Commissioner General of SPMA. Jungkook smiled and accepted. Nice to meet you, sir. It's my pleasure that you came to welcome me. He smiled. I have heard a lot about you. I wanted to meet you. Jungkook chuckled lightly. I'm not that big name, he laughed. Why not? Your name comes after Sherlock Holmes. Jungkook laughed, and he does too. But then Hyun-sik gave him a slight hug. No, truly, I've heard a lot about your work. You're famous for your excellence, he nodded. Not so special, but I do work with dedication. That's not just a job, but for me, my passion. Hyunsik nodded. That's why I chose you. And I expect that you would definitely give a closer to this long running case. Jungkook nodded. Will surely not disappoint you. I'll personally handle this case. Hyunsik walked a little closer to him. This is not just a case. This case can make your career not an ordinary one, but a special one. You know what I mean? Jungkook smiled. Every case is special for me, and I'm specialist. Don't worry about that. Hyunsik patted his shoulder. I like your enthusiasm. Hope you don't disappoint me. I will definitely give a closure to this case. Hyunsik nodded. Hope you would. Otherwise, don't know how many more people's shop will that last person eat. He mumbled to himself. Jungkook stood there as the man was back facing and puffing cigarette and looking at frame. He was my one and only son, and I lost him 2 years ago. He speaks coldly and Jungkook just listens him as he turns. Find my son's murderer at any cost. Only hate is visible in his eyes. I have hired many police and officers, detectives, but all of them are useless. They can't solve a simple case mystery. He puffed his last before throwing the into and squishing it under his feet. Heard a lot about you. They say all proofs are vanished and doesn't know who did that. I don't know how would you revive this dead case, but find culprit. Jungkook nodded. Don't worry, sir. I will definitely help you out on this. The old age man nodded. You can use as many people as you want. Park Hyun-sik will help you out in it. He nodded. And yes, remember my son should not be bragged. Jungkook didn't understand, but he didn't ask anything. And man walked from there. Leave, please. I said, don't. You won't do anything like that. Mine, he said, shaking you as you open your eyes, catching breath. There's sweat covered on your forehead and breathing heavily as you look around, and your eyes landed on Jungkook, who is looking at you with concern, and you realize it was just a nightmare. Are you okay? He asked, kissing your cheeks, and you quickly hugged him. And the hug is like you saw a ghost, and he patted your back. Relax, I'm here, he said, kissing your back gently. Don't leave me, please, you said with your trembling lips, and Jungkook broke the hug and looked at you. Why are you so scared? Did you have a bad dream? He asked softly and you gulped. Yeah. And he just looked at you for a while as he pulled you on his lap and poured water in glass before making you drink. And he looked at you again. You're surely hiding something from me, he exclaimed, and you quickly looked at him and shook your head. No. And you looked down. Whom you were lying to? You don't know who I am? You look at him. I'm not It was just a nightmare. You speak and he just stared you. Trusting you because you are saying, I hope you don't break my trust. You give him a tight lip smile before shook your head. Never. He sighed. Okay, now sleep. You look at the clock, it's 3 am. You sleep. I'll look in my phone for a while. I don't think I'm getting sleep anytime soon. Jungkook gave you a look. Are you a little girl, huh? It's midnight. Sleep. Sleep is important for your body. He scolded and took a deep breath. Sleep. I'm here to fight with your nightmares. He said, making you lay as he patted your head like a baby and you peeked at him. You won't sleep? He said, pouting, and which is enough to melt him, and he smiles. First my little baby sleep, then I'll sleep. He squinted brows. Am I looking a baby to you? He nodded, smiling, and you shot a glare to him. Oh, then I should start calling you that. Jungkook scrunched his eyes. Then a mischievous smirk appears on his face. How about Daddy? Your cheeks turned red and you covered your face with it because you're flushing red out of embarrassment, and Jungkook chuckled. Still so shy. You mumbled from inside, making him chuckle. Jungkook laid down while smiling and still didn't uncover your face, and he pulled you closer back, hugging you. Sleep. I'll fight with your bad dreams if they comes to get you. Yes, that's it. To cuddle, to hugging and kissing each other on cheeks or forehead, that's your love language. Jungkook never made any next move, but your relationship is still strong. You both never get intimate, and yes, you can say Jungkook never complained about it. You were not into this relationship at first, and still Jungkook made everything so smooth that you didn't even realize when you fall for him. Love is not about desperation, but it's about the person you love can feel it by your small actions. And he made you feel that. He made you feel safe with him. He filled that empty spaces in your life. That's what love is. The type of man Jungkook is made you question, does this type of man really exist, until you got one, who is not just want body but to make her girl feel comfortable with him. It's all about consent. Even though she is your wife, girlfriend, consent does matter. It doesn't not come with the right that you can do anything with her just because she is your wife or girlfriend. Jungkook sits at his desk, poring over the dusty case files of the long-running, unresolved murder of the minister's son's case. He furrows his brow, frustration evident on his face as he shifts through the pages, searching for any over. Mingyu, a young and eager assistant, enters the room, looking slightly overwhelmed. You must be Mingyu. Yes, sir. I'm here to assist you with the case. Good. We have got a lot of ground to cover. As Mingyu settles into the chair, Jungkook gestured towards the cluttered desk piled high with folders and papers. First thing first, we need to organize this mess. He hands Mingyu a stack of papers. Sort through these and if see anything stands out. Got it, sir. As Mingyu begins to sort through the papers with clumsy enthusiasm, Jungkook leans back in his chair, rubbing his temples. This case has been a headache from day one. The minister's son's murdered in cold blood, and not a shred of a solid evidence to go on. So, I think I found something. Really? Let me see. As Mingyu hands over the paper, Jungkook's expression changes from hopeful to disappointed. This is grocery list, Mingyu. Oh, my bad, sir. It's alright. We'll find something eventually. Just then, an officer rushed open and a gruff-looking officer enters, holding a steaming cup of tea. Jungkook, we got a lead on that cold case you're working on. Really, what is it? Turns out the minister's son was involved in some shady business dealing before his death. We think it might be connected. Interesting. Thanks for the heads up. As the officer leaves, Jungkook turns to Mingi with a determined look. Looks like we have got our work cut out for us. Mingi, let's dig deeper into those shady dealings and see where it leads us. You got it, sir. Let's crack this case wide open. Jungkook just looked at him, like why he's so happy. As Jungkook walked near him, did I crack a joke? He asked, raising brows, and Mingyu vigorously shook his head. Jungkook shook his head as he walked with officer. What sample you have given me? He asked to officer, and officer chuckled as he knows who he's talking about. Don't mind him, he is really good. Jungkook nodded. I like that, but you have to make sure that this dark deed should not be revealed. It will be trouble for us. It's not that easy as you think. You think you can take them in custody and ask directly? It's not going to work like that because they are big companies. If you took them in custody, it will be a trouble. Jungkook let out a dry chuckle. Then how can we work on that if we didn't take them in custody? Now I understand why it's unresolved yet. Hyunsik got up. It's not as complicated as people making it. It's deep. Jungkook smiled. It could be, because what is seen is not always true. I just want to connect dots, that's it. Hyunsik sighed. Do whatever you want to do, but make sure it won't create problem. Hyunsik is about to walk but stopped as Jungkook speaks. This murder is not related to enmity, sir, but something else. Just 2 months, I'll close it. Time passing, and each and every day this case seemed getting complicated to Jungkook, and he is working day night. Every proof he got seems useless now, and no conclusion to it. All proofs what he got leads to that minister son's involved in every illegal work, which seems sometimes that he got murdered due to enmity, but after investigating, it's not seems as it is. All the evidence from that day seems to be vanished, and he checked every nook and corner but found no evidence. But something he is missing out here, because he is finding the truth in big connection, but truth is still hidden. Jungkook is looking in files all frustratedly. Now his mind is really messing up now as Mingyu enters, and Jungkook just glanced at it but got to work. Mingyu walked near him as he cleared his throat, and Jungkook looked up. What? He asked, and Mingyu smiled. You must be tired. Take some rest. Jungkook raised brows. Why do you behave like my wife? Mingyu smiled shyly, making Jungkook giving a bombastic side eyes. I care about you, he said blushingly and smiling. Looking down, and Jungkook gave him a blank look. I have a wife to worry about me. You don't need to. Mingyu quickly looked at him. You are married? And Jungkook married and straight. Mingyu laughed nervously. No, you are not. You're getting me wrong. I'm not. His tongue slipped, and Jungkook instantly responded. What? Mingyu put palm on his mouth as he realized what he said. No, I mean I'm straight. I just like you. I'm a big fan, sir. Jungkook stared at him. You are my idol. Smiling nervously, and Jungkook poked his inner cheek as he pointed pen on him. You. Shift your desk opposite to me, not with me. And keep a distance with me, understand? Mingyu nodded as Jungkook sighed, and Mingyu walked. Jungkook took files. Seoul National University, he mumbled. The papers fell on the ground, and you sighed and bent down to pick. As there is such a mess in the bedroom, all papers are here and there, half of on the ground and somewhere. You collect them when someone also bent down and looked up at Jungkook. What a havoc has happened in our bedroom today, he said mockingly, and he frowned. I'm finding my documents. I have to go for interview tomorrow. Jungkook smiled, collecting papers. So finally, you decided to get back to work. You nodded as you were collecting papers, and Jungkook is just looking at you, smiling. When did you came? You asked. A while ago. You nodded, then face palm yours. I'm so stupid. I'll bring you water. You said, getting up, and Jungkook did too. As you're about to walk, he blocked your way. I had. He calmly said, but you look around and then back at him. Sorry, I cleaned it. You must be tired. Jungkook pulled you closer, swiftly holding your wrist. Don't worry, I'm okay. You look tired. You're working all day, right? His hands on your waist, and you smiled slightly. I had to unpack and everything. It's been 1.5 months since we shifted here, but there's still such a mess. You said, looking around, and he cupped your face before packing your forehead and looked back at you. Don't make my wife so tired, understand? You smiled as you shook your head. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. You had to do it all alone. You cupped his face. It's okay for that. I have a complaint with you. He frowned. Like, he asked you and you hold his hand. You don't have time for me now. You got busy. I understand you have work, but spare a little time for me. Jungkook bit his lower lip as he scrunched his nose. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Showing his puppy eyes and you chuckle. It's okay. Think about that. Jungkook scratched his head. As you start cleaning the room, but it seems he won't be letting you do your work peacefully as he held your wrist, making you stop, and he made you sit on the bed and made you sit on his lap, making your heart to beat race as he caged you in between his arms and rested his chin on your shoulder. You said, right, I'm not giving you time, nor kept my promise, he said in a husky voice, and you look at him as his face is too close to yours. How about a day with you? Just you and me, he said, and you just look at him. It's because I said you want to spend time with me, you said, and he looked at you. No, it's because I want to spend time with my wifey. I want to pamper her from a long time. And soon we are going to complete a year of togetherness, our first anniversary. They both sat together and Jungkook chuckled. Oh, you remember? I thought you forgot. He said teasingly, and you were just looking at him. How can I? It's the day I got my first love. You said with a serious expression, and Jungkook looked at you with a smile. Am I your first love? He asked, and you nodded, looking down. First and last. He mumbled, looking down, and he made you look at him, lifting your chin. And you are my first ever love experience. I never realized what love is until I met you, he said huskily as his gaze shifts, continuously moving from eyes to lips. I just want to be with you, no matter what, he whispers as his gaze shifts to your lips and your heart is doing marathon. He's leaning as you shut your eyes in nervousness and your heart rate on its peak that it can burst anytime soon. And after a few minutes you didn't feel anything, so you opened your eyes slowly just to meet his intense smile. As his face is too close, just inches away. I won't kiss you, he said in a low voice. Huh? I want you to kiss me first, with your own will. When you accept me completely, I want to feel how you love me, the feeling I have been waiting and can wait as long as you want. The day you would do without any hesitation, I want the life. It will make me realize that I want you. Always remember, you are just not my world, but my world starts with you. You are just looking at him without blinking. Why do you love me so much? You asked and he smiled. I don't know. All I know is love. I love you. I love you more than even I can express. Her eyes glistened as you hugged him tightly while he smiled as he kissed your back, gently smiling. While you wiped your tears as you broke the hug and kissed his forehead and looked at him smiling. There is only one heart. How many times you will win? You are smiling slightly and he chuckled lightly as he wiped a tear from your eyes as many times as I can, because you are make my world beautiful. You must be hungry. I should make something for you. He shook his head. First, let's clean this mess. I should help you, right? You smiled. I can do it. He pinched your cheeks. I know you can, my lady, but if we both work together, then work will be finished quickly. You smiled and nodded. You're collecting all the papers, and Jungkook was looking for your documents. Is smiling, looking at her old mark sheet and raised brows. You were so talented, Ryan. My mark sheet should be ashamed in front of your mark sheet. You chuckled and shook your head. Topper married to a backbencher? You mumbled while smiling. Stop degrading my husband, you replied, and he chuckled. But when something caught Jungkook's attention as he looked at her, then the paper, and he called her Ryan. You looked at him, raising brows. You have studied bachelor's from Seoul National University. Your hand stopped working as you looked at him. You never told me this before, he said, and you looked at him speechless. And Jungkook walked near you, holding it as your heart is racing, and she turned to face him. Yes, it is, you replied, your voice waving slightly. Jungkook raised an eyebrow. His curiosity piqued. I didn't know you graduated from Seoul. Why didn't you ever mention it before? You bit your lip, her mind racing for a plausible explanation. Oh, it must have slipped from my mind. It was a while ago, and we never really talked about our college days. She stammered, trying to keep her composure. As he turned a page, and a photo caught his eye as he looked at the picture from her graduation while sweat covered on her face. Jungkook studied her carefully, his gaze wavering. Seoul is a prestigious university. What did you major in? He pressed his tone gentle yet instant. Ryan's palm grew clammy as she struggled to come up with a convincing response. Psychology, she blurted out, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. Jungkook's eyes widened in surprise. Psychology, that's interesting. I never knew you had an interest in that field, he remarked, a hint of skepticism in his voice. Ryan nodded quickly, her nerves getting the best of her. Yes, well, it's always been a passion of mine, she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. Sensing her discomfort, Jungkook reached out and took her hand in his touch grounding her amidst an whirlwind of emotion. You don't have to be nervous, Ryan. I'm just surprised, that's all. He reassured her, his voice soft with understanding, and when you took it from his hand nervously. Why you didn't continue it if this was your passion? And you looked at him as your breath is uneven. I don't have interest anymore. You quickly put all documents in folder. Jungkook just looked at her as he can see her, the way her hands are trembling, and which made him a little suspicious, but he decided not to continue further, and he put all the documents in your wardrobe while he just observed you. I'll make dinner for you, you said as you're about to walk, but he held your hand. Your heart stopped for a while because the way he is looking at you. His eyes clearly telling that he has a lot to ask, but you are not ready to answer. I'll make dinner for us, he said out of blue as you look at him, and he gently pulled you in his embrace. You might have got tired, right?